said, leave me alone. You stalked me.
Read the signs.
But yeah, so that shit deep. You was talking about going to the room, passing out, but you was conscious.
Mm-hmm.
I had situations where I was in relationships with women that we got drunk. We lived together. These is not women that I picked up or whoop de whoop.
Right.
So we'd be out with friends, make it back to the house, and it was one time I was having consensual sex, and she fucking like blacked out, and like it was like extremely wet, and you feel me? I headed out. I can't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, but I'm hard than a motherfucker. You feel me? So I went to sleep frustrated. First, I tried to, but I couldn't concentrate because,
Right.
sex is not just physical, it's mental. So my mental wasn't there and I couldn't, and I just went to sleep like that. She woke up like, yeah, last night was fun. Whoopty whoop. She don't remember me seducing her and us having sex.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So it's not abnormal for her to lay in our bed without no panties on.
Right.
You feel me? So I'm like, man, this shit crazy. So we chopped it up and reflected on what happened. She like, damn. And then that happened again in another relationship where we did that. And then it was a time where it was a woman who I'd never been sexually active with. And I spent the night at her house. We just cuddled on the couch, whoopty whoop. I got the fuck up and left out. And she ended up leaving her phone in my car, called me from somebody else's number. I ended up dropping her shit off. We chopped it up. She don't remember cuddling on the couch. She don't remember how some food got on the table, and I broke everything down to her. And I'm like, I never drink with you again because I'm like, what if we would have had sex?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you was all in the cuddling.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Because we was cuddling, you was in all, and I was in all as well, and then you don't remember none of this.
You don't remember none of that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And then it's like, and some women don't remember certain sexual encounters they had, and that's why people need to not ignore drinking responsibly.
That is very.
And water is water is your friend. Food is your friend.
Yeah,
because that food and that water get you together.
You need to drink twice as much water if you are partaking in drinks to help kind of balance that shit out.
Yeah.
Liquor,
it's okay to pour water. Yeah, it's okay to pour water in your drink.
Mm-hmm.
Like whatever you drinking, I don't care if it's juice. It's okay to put water in it.
Because if I have a cup, I'm definitely gonna have about a good 3 bottles of water before I even finish that cup. But still,
you see what I'm saying? So the ladies, you know what I'm saying, be conscious. Fellas, y'all be conscious.
Yeah, niggas too. Niggas be getting got for sure. Yeah, niggas too. Shit.
Yeah.
Cardi.
Yeah, Cardi. See, that's some crazy shit with her because there's men out there like that. And then it's like with Richard Pryor reading his book, he was like he didn't know at first he had a sexual encounter with a tranny. For y'all information, Richard Pryor did so much coke, it was crazy. He said he had a $500 a day coke habit just to get his dick hard. That doesn't count all the other coke he did for other reasons. He was putting coke on his dick and putting it in women's vaginas. Yeah, fucked her up. I don't understand how she didn't know. Because coke norms
it.
Yeah, but so when you having, you see what I'm saying? So imagine your vagina being numb while you having intercourse.
She probably was just like, it's Richard Pryor.
But you know your body, ladies. Yeah. Your body ain't gonna lie. You feel me? So, fellas, don't put no coke in nobody's vagina. Yeah, that's why, when we was on the group, when we was talking about like coke, you can touch coke and then be in your system. Right. But coke get out of your system real fast. So Richard Pryor, he used to have a kilo of cocaine for the weekend. Okay. He was thugging. His people was trying to get him sober. This nigga started hiding drugs and different gadgets around his house to the point where it's like if he overdosed and he knew they'd try to clean it out, he knew they weren't gonna find everything.
I ain't doing no drug, but I got a sniff on my nose. That's just
you can eat it.
You
can eat it. You can smoke it.
But that's just too fucking much. Like
rolling the blunt,
I quit smoking weed, and I remember I quit smoking weed, and then I had smoked what's the little pen thingy?
Yeah.
I was so fucking high off of 2 hits. I'm like, yeah, this ain't it no more. I'm too old for this shit. I can't be this high no more. Like,
No,
so
because
I
they try
can't
to up the
even.
grades.
Yeah, I can't even imagine somebody just. I remember when I went to a party and somebody did coke. I was like, ooh,
You know how many people offer me coke?
I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Some look, I was doing Uber one time. Somebody offered me coke, and me being a dude from the neighborhood, and it caught me off balance because I ain't hear this type of shit. He was like, it's fall, and then he walk up, he like, hey, we in here, we gonna be in here for a minute. You can press start on the ride. You know what I'm saying? We'll tip you, whoop de whoop, but we ordering our food or whatnot. We don't want you to leave. Like, all right, cool, I got you. It's like, hey, before I go back in, do you want to ski? Ain't no snow outside. And I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
That
then he
would
get
took
in.
it would have took a minute for that to register in my head. I'm like, ski.
Mm.
What the fuck is this nigga
I was
talking
watching
about?
what's the name? That was gonna be LL Cool J rap name, J Ski. But he thought it was too mature for his name, for his age.
Probably,
So
but
yeah, so
that would have
cuz
went right over my head.
yeah, so when you think of white, it's all shit that got to do with white. So you know what I'm saying? So that's what it
Everything's
was.
white is bad for you.
Yeah, so
Bread, rice,
yeah.
people.
So yeah, this
Coke.
motherfucker like he get in the car, he was like, we're not cops or nothing. We're not gonna tell on you. And guess what this motherfucker do for a living?
What?
He in charge of teachers' health care for Southeast Michigan. He's on the board for that. So the health care is be for him. And when I drop him off at his house, I drop his homeboy off. Matter of fact, I drop him off. I drop his homeboy off. His homeboy got a nice house. His homeboy was telling him he had to go to church the next day with his wife. He was trying to keep his homeboy out till like 7 in the morning. And he was telling me, I'm like, dog, I had a wife and kids too, cuz I ain't about to be out here thugging with you. Like, man, come on, you ain't no cop. And I can throw you some more bread, whoopty whoop. I'm like, he wanted to party. I'm like, cuz, the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? But in a nice way. Because he was being aggressive, but he was being passive aggressive, allowing me to make my own decision while we was en route to his house. I get to his fucking house. He got he on a private one way. It was a private dead end. Yeah, that's what it was. A private dead end. So the back of his house, it looked like the front of the house, but the front of the house is on the water. I'm like, cuz was getting to it. He wanted to snort some coke with me so bad.
Yeah, so crazy. White people be living. I remember when I used to work at UAW, and they'd be like, "Yeah, Naja, what did you do over the weekend?" Nothing, study. They'd be like, "Oh well, I went out on my boat with my friends. We drove up north to our cabin that sits on the lake.
We need to get cabin.
We did this. We flew to fucking Europe for a day to go shop and came back." And I just be like, man, y'all motherfuckers, boy, living y'all best life.
And then they don't understand. That's off the back of our ancestors.
Yes, it is.
You see what I'm saying? That's them cabins up north, all that shit off the back of our ancestors. So they be like, they don't understand. I'm like, shit, I want everything back, including the titty milk, the liquid gold, all that shit back. You feel me? I don't give a fuck all of everything. So we just gonna start off at that.
Today when I was at work,